it was very difficult when, well, you do the best you can. And, if I can't confirm stories that people are telling, then that's what I say. I say I cannot confirm because I listen, open ears, watch. Does this story hold true? Do what people say transpire into my reality as, yeah, that, goes along with that story or not? Because I check it out. I don't know. People think that I've got good intuition. I do. I've got very good intuition and good bullshit. Because sometimes it takes a little while. You know, takes a while before, things play out where you come to the conclusion whether somebody is a liar or not. Anyways, what we're talking about today is Galactic Federation of Light, which are supposed to be benevolent extraterrestrials, the Pleiadians, etc. Excited, yeah, because we do expect extraterrestrials, and I have seen, let's call them UFOs over the years. Well, I don't know. Somebody on the internet starts saying, let's Galactic Federation of Light, and other people start talking about it and talked about and talked about, and everybody's talking about Galactic Federation of Light, and they're not contacting me. I spent $13 last night for the app, Contact ETs, by that guy, Dr. Stephen Greer. It was a recommended buy. I bought it, tried it out. I don't get any contact. Was I expecting it? Somewhat, yes. Yes, I am. Because I'm expecting something. I keep expecting. I'm putting an expectation on the universe. Because I want to move forward. What do you want to see? Well, I paid $13 for it. Well, why would it happen? Because something to do with the extraterrestrials being involved with the app. Because they know Stephen Greer. He makes all these movies about extraterrestrials. So the extraterrestrials know this guy. And when you connect to this guy by buying his app, then the people he's associated with will know. Because they're, extraterrestrials. They're more advanced than us, aren't they? More advanced computers that they can fly around. I can go get my bicycle and go bike around my neighborhood, but I can't fly up there to the stars. So I don't know. Where do you want to go? Because I get dumb questions. So is the Galactic Federation of Light, are they real and are they benevolent? The answer is no, they're not real. And the answer is whether or not they're benevolent or not, I don't know, because, they're not real. So what's Stephen Greer talking about? I didn't know Stephen Greer. I never went to school with him. You might work for the CIA. It's a psyop, and So I'm out $13. I went back to try and get my money back. I didn't see a way to get my money back from the Google store. So, I'm out $13 on Stephen Greer. Is it a big deal? Yeah, because I got signals from source that, did I follow the procedures correctly? And then I did send out a message. And that it was received by people. But it can't help you out. Who the people were, it's not told to me. But the message was sent and it was received. Well, when people are bullshitting and saying that they're extraterrestrials and they work for the fucking CIA, then what do you think? They're a pack of fucking liars, aren't they? Well, welcome to Planet Pack of Liars. Anyways, if you want to check these things out, it takes time and sometimes it takes money to check it out. But anyways, my report is Galactic Federation of Light is a psychological operation conducted by probably the CIA. In other words, whatever the Galactic Federation of Light is, if you're talking to them, they're fuckface people. They're human beings living somewhere on the planet, probably in Texas. Because people in Texas tend to work in trailers and, do drone strikes and things. Don't they? So that's what we think the Galactic Federation of Light is, that they are people who are using voice-to-skull technology, just like the kind that's used to attack me. To get your hopes up? Waste your time? Mostly it's to get, the people at the CIA that are running this psyop. I'm attacked by Brent Beeson, who's a CIA operative, works for Google. Google is a CIA company, and so is Facebook. Everybody knows Facebook is. And they're trying to stop me from telling you, but CIA, everybody knows CIA owns Google. They own Facebook. Everybody knows. And who owns that? I don't know. Is it the government? I don't know. Do you understand how fucking evil it is to be electronically harassed and attacked all fucking day long by evil people on planet Earth? Well, I am. So, this Galactic Federation fucking, it's all bullshit. It's all fucking bullshit. The extraterrestrials don't exist. There's only this plane. This is a plane called mind. There's other planes, causal plane, and Buddhic plane, emotional plane, but this one that we live in here is mind. You might as well call it a holodeck from Star Trek. That's the way it is. And how does it work? Well, evil fucking people have figured out ways of doing horrible evil shit. And they've been doing it for years and years and years. So our intention is to cut the crap and find the lies. And when we find the lies, then use our voice and say, that's a fucking lie. Galactic Federation of Light and Extraterrestrials, it's a fucking lie. As much as I wanted it to be true, it's a fucking lie. Moving on, and people that are talking about Galactic Federation of Light, I'm just going to say, it's a psyop. I tried it out. I bought the app from Stephen Greer. Nothing happens except I'm attacked over and over again by evil fucking people who are just waiting to jump in the lake of fire. Because that's what's next. Because according to the words that I'm given, that's what's happening next. So there's a great big lake of fire. I don't know, make a love in the Pleiadians. It's more about the extraterrestrials, about the end of the world, about the beginning of the world, about the higher consciousness and lower consciousness, and about me being attacked over and over again, day after day, because there must be something to it. Where there's smoke, there's fire. Why am I electronically attacked if there's no extraterrestrials that are going to help us out? Well, then I guess it isn't the extraterrestrials that out there are all worried about me connecting with, is it? It must be me personally. Me personally is who is, they're scared of me. Attack me and try and kill me by electronic means. Why don't they come out? I don't know. Why they just don't hire a hitman. I don't know. Maybe they're afraid. Because they can hide behind electronic things, but maybe they think a hitman is not going to get away and it's going to link all up to them. So they're still afraid. I don't know. The 1%, why would they be afraid of the local constables? But they are, because after 6 years of constant electronic harassment, they haven't set a hitman at me. Well, one time they did do something. I don't know, they got insane people. I don't know. One insane person in an old pickup truck coming down Arthur Street off the curb and tried to run me over. But she bounced off the curb, and there was some other insane person trying to really scare me inside a large, busy intersection as I'm walking across. But, no one's come around with a bullet and put it in my head or anything. But that's, what you might think for somebody who would go to so much money to develop electronic harassment and then have people 24 hours a day on me. Someone's got an enormous amount of money. Do this for 6 years or more. That's what we're looking at. An enormous amount of money. Who's got enormous amounts of money to keep an enormous number of people on the payroll, making electronic apps, and having high-tech ability to bounce off satellites to attack me from wherever the fuck they are on the planet? This is super high-tech. Who's got this kind of money? The 1% in governments, militaries. So that's who it is. That's who it is. The evil fucking people at the top on this planet as usual. So what do you want to do about it? I just have to keep listening to me. The best way that we save ourselves is the individual. I said all the time. You change yourself, you raise your consciousness, and you change the world. That's it. That's the only way you can do it. Raise your consciousness. Transcending the Levels of Consciousness by David R. Hawkins is the book. You can find David R. Hawkins on YouTube. Are there No, I don't want to tell you again and again. This is a holographic reality. And I don't know. I don't think those things are stars. I don't think so. Because if you were in a holodeck on the Starship Enterprise, Would those things in a holodeck be stars? No, they would be just, something that for you to look at that looks like stars. Because this is like, a prison. It's a prison. You're in purgatory. You're on probation. David R. Hawkins, again, of Consciousness Research, told us this is a purgatorial realm. The Roman Catholic knows purgatory is a place where bad people go, where they got to go and fix themselves and make themselves fit for heaven. Purgatory. And that's what Earth is, according to David R. Hawkins. Did David R. Hawkins talk about extraterrestrials? No. But he talked about advanced beings who are people on the planet. Truth versus falsehood is an enormous number of advanced souls who were human. And you can see exactly where they are on the scale of human consciousness. And then you can go and learn how to muscle test, and then you can go and see where you are on the scale of human consciousness, and then you can look at Transcending the Levels of Consciousness, the book, and the Dr. Hawkins videos, and you can raise your consciousness by following his directions. It's simple as pie. And the people who attack me all the time refuse to raise their consciousness because they're fuck-faced. What's a fuck-faced? A person who's a devil. What's a devil? Somebody who's under 200 on the scale of human consciousness. And in most cases, people that are under 540 on the scale of human consciousness are pretty much susceptible to participating in horrible evil because they don't have enough intuition to stay the fuck out of things that are linked with evil. So you might as well consider them as, you can't pass the grade. You want to get to heaven, you got to get to 540 or higher, period. Otherwise, you're going to recycle back here into this place, this purgatory. And maybe you won't be a human being next time. Maybe you'll be an ant or a bee. Maybe it'll be, 1 million lifetimes before you have another chance as a human. And then is human society going to be around when that happens? Or if it comes around, are you still going to have access to the information that David R. Hawkins has given you in plain English? A psychiatrist and spiritual teacher from the USA, who co-wrote Orthomolecular Biology, a textbook with a scientist, Linus Pauling, who won the Nobel Prize. Let's put this back together again. Linus Pauling won the Nobel Prize, a science. Co-wrote a book, Orthomolecular Biology, with David R. Hawkins. David R. Hawkins' book, Transcending the Levels of Consciousness, about how to raise your consciousness so you don't have to reincarnate again and again and again on planet Earth, and you can go on to bigger and better places that aren't as rough as this place at all. Doesn't that sound like a good deal? It's built right into you. You just got to work on, It's all about taming the ego. David R. Hawkins is your teacher, speaks perfect English, American English, very easy to understand, and there's so many videos of him. Binge watch David R. Hawkins. As for the extraterrestrials, I don't know. Don't pursue that. Don't waste your time on extraterrestrials. Get that book, Transcending the Levels of Consciousness, and put it on your coffee table. And every time you think about Dr. Stephen Greer and contacting extraterrestrials, instead of that, go back to Transcending the Levels of Consciousness and read some more from Dr. Hawkins. Because in the end, that will stay with you. Beyond this lifetime, what you do on the scale of human consciousness stays with you lifetime to lifetime. So, unlike your degrees and everything else that, you have mind wipes on, you don't come back, you got a doctorate in this lifetime, and the next lifetime you don't get a doctorate. No, you got to go do it all over again. But whatever you do to raise your consciousness in this lifetime stays with you forever. That's the only, people say, well, you can't take it with you. You can take that with you, and you do take that with you. So that's permanently you. And the higher you go, the more better the manifestations are for your life, the better the timeline for your life. Everything is better for all the people around you too, because you're a high vibe tribe person. So, forget about the extraterrestrials. Work on you over and over and over again. And if you get distracted, then you've got to keep reminding yourself, I need to go back to working on raising my consciousness. Where's my textbook from David R. Hawkins? That's my advice.